This is Finished Work TV, a place of inspiration, wisdom, and revelation. As you listen and receive God's Word today, your life will never remain the same.
Respond to that command. God asks you to do something. Say, no, I didn't like the way they treated me. I didn't like the way they spoke to me. I didn't like the way they do this. You know, there are folks that every small thing gets them off. You give them a correction, they say you're insulting them. You try to tell them nothing you're doing is not right. They get offended. I'm not coming to church again. Then they look for people that will poison their hearts and say, what are you going to that church to do? Because they're offended. Correction was not meant to be an abuse. It was meant to be a direction. And watch people that hate correction. They never go far in life. Where you know them 10 years ago, go back, you see them there. Because correction was designed to put you ahead. Those who love the truth will have a root that will produce good fruits. Those who love the truth will have a root that will help them in producing good fruit. Why? Because they love the truth. They love the truth. And that was why Paul was writing here. He said, we should not be conformed to this world, but we should be transformed by the renewing of our mind. So when the will of God is discovered, you have to be passionate about it. You have to. If God called me to do this ministry, and then I look at some people's attitude, or look at how things are, or look at situation, you won't have a church here. You're having a church here because a man believed in the vision. And people will do things to discourage you. Let me say this to you. When God gives you a vision to do something, or when you find out the will of God for your life, there are people Satan will send them to you. Their job is to obstruct your focus. It's to say things that will drain your energy. It's to make comments that will just pull you out from the direction of your focus, especially when you're giving it an attention. Why is the enemy doing that? He's on a mission to cripple the vision. That's why he's doing that. That's why he's doing that. And a lot of people fall prey to that. Once a little thing is said, a comment is made, or something was done, bam, they pick it up, they're off. And Satan said, good, keep at it. I will trigger it next week again. Next week, bam, it triggers it again. She's off, bam, again. He said, good, keep acting me out. 1 month later, bam, it triggers it again. She went off, or he went off. The mission of Satan is not just to kill you. Let me just bring this out. It's to make you to be alive, but you're useless. You're alive, but you're good for as good for nothing. Have you seen people like that before? They are alive, but they're not useful. I've seen somebody late right now to travel to the village, my auntie's place, and very fine man. But he lost it. So they have to make him live differently from the family members. Alive, but useless. That's also part of Satan's agenda. That a person is alive, but is useless. So what is the essence of being alive when you're not useful? I don't know if I'm communicating. Huh? What is the essence of somebody being alive but it's not useful? It's just there, just breathing and walking on the road. That's why people that with mental issue, they are alive but they are useless. There are people without mental issue, but life situation frustrated them to a point they gave up on themselves because they have no revelation that the purpose of God has a process. That the purpose of God has a process. Hallelujah. Is somebody receiving direction tonight? That the purpose of God has what? It has a process. And you not being a person who is not able to follow the process will miss out on it. Will miss out on it. So here he said we should not be conformed to this world, but we should renew our mind. One of the primary purposes of renewing the mind is to be sensitive to the will of God. Is to be sensitive. Why am I focusing on this? This is not adding to me. I need to grow. I need to take the lead. This is not helping me. This is not encouraging me. I need to move forward with my life. Whatever you give attention to will help in deciding the future you come into. Whatever you give attention to will help in deciding the future you will come into. Whatever you're giving. If you want to know about your future, you don't need a prophet. Check your activities. Check what you're doing. It's very easy to know where you will land in the next 5 years. Amen. It's very easy to know where you will land in the next 5 years. It's not difficult. You don't need a witch doctor to tell you. You don't need a prophet. Just check how you're doing things right now. If those things have potential to create the future that you're expecting. So by reason of what you're doing, you're already prophesying yourself into your future. By the reason of what you're doing, you're already prophesying yourself into your future. By the reason of what you're doing, you're already prophesying yourself into your future. So he said we should not be conformed to this world. So when you find out the will of God, make the decision to stay there. And be ready to fight the war that will come out of it. That now you have found out the will of God for your life. God told you, I want you to go stand with Apostle Faithman. Go and stand with him and encourage him. He's your pastor, the father, your apostle. Go stand with him. And then you are standing with me, or then the person was standing with me, and then somebody came and began to say all kind of crap about me. Oh, God. The man you said I should go and stand with, they are saying so many things about him. I asked somebody today, if you're the wife of Mr. President, wouldn't you be able to take the critics that is coming in this country? Do you think it's easy for them? Huh? You think it's easy for her? It's not easy for her. If your husband is a governor and there is all kinds of uproar in the state and crisis, you will feel it. People are saying, okay, they're writing on the Facebook. It takes capacity to stay in leadership. And it takes capacity to drive leadership. So when you find out the will of God, you stick with it. It doesn't matter what is going on. I found out the will of God for my life. I'm going to pursue it with passion. And let me say this to you. There are people who are the enemies of the will of God for your life. There are people who are the enemies of the will of God for your life. But sometimes they don't tell you they are your enemies. But you will find that they are your enemies when their conversation is obstructing your focus. When their conversation have a tendency to create distraction and to ruin the expectation of your conviction. Why did they that committed? You, the way they committed self, every time you're committed, every time. How else will you do it? Even in your own personal life. You want to build a company. You want to build a business. If you are not committed, it will not work. Let's take church out of it. I'm not talking about your own personal life. Look at your life now. Look at your life as a person. Where you are right now, is it where you're supposed to be? Who you are right now, is it the way you want to end your life? The truth be told, you want more. Even if you don't say it, I can feel it that you want more. But you will never get more by chance. You will get more by commitment to vision. That's how this life works. You will never get more by chance. You will get more by commitment to vision. To vision. Anytime it's tough, you will run. Anytime it's hard, you pack your bag. Anytime it's challenging, I'm no more coming. You can't live like that. You can't be a major CEO of a great corporation like that. Rain is falling, you have that, it has ended. Small drizzle of rain is coming. Hey, I no go fit to. When we didn't have cars, we used to enter a car and come to this place. My wife went to car that carry one of the children. Me, I've carried one. Come to church. This same church here. Bike. Then bike used to be in Port Harcourt now. Rain will start falling. We are coming. We are coming. Sun is shining. We are coming. You think God need to see you? It didn't say God will just like this, just open the door, say, be blessed. Think well. Except na juju you won't go do. Even when they do juju, get prize. Juju get prize. Oh. People when they join court, he get prize. Either they go slaughter their wife, then go slaughter their mother, their son, or one of their son become an Iberibe child. Amen. Or their wife become imbecile, all kinds of crazy things. How can you be sleeping the night, something now appearing on the wall? Come and do sacrifice the next month, your date is here. What is that? Nothing. Something they happen. The Bible said the blessings of the Lord make it rich. Even in that demonic kingdom, you know, easy to. For it to work, some people have to sleep in the burial ground for 7 days. Nobody knows why some may come church for small meetings. Hey, that's like a knock on. Then they sleep inside coffin. For days, and they pour them something for the thing to work now. Now be this one where some people they do their leg as if it talks smart, they shake it. That day they shake it. If they look for a result now, they give you criteria. This is how it works. This is how this one works. For some people, they will go to sleep with mad women to get it. Is it a life? Because they want it. So there is nowhere it is a cheap one. So you better stay with God, then walk the process and have your peace. Check. Or with your withdrawal sleep. You stand. Come. As you say, come. Just because you tender the paper or the check doesn't mean they will just come and give you. They will open their system to check if you have the money. If you don't have the money, say, Madam, sorry, there is no money here. They write the balance on the back. Next. Now, you must give me money. How? How? Which money? So people who can't use their faith for their finances, for what God is saying, are not qualified to lead. You must be able to use your faith. As you don't get into a problem with the church, you don't become mad at the church. Because the church is not God. So no, bros, you're going to use your faith too. No, they pay for house for anybody. Use your faith and walk it. As in case if you don't see me there, you can be able to stand for yourself. You got to use your faith. And when the fellow knew that I was not playing about what I said, and that was how I ended. Because some people will come, use it to do their wedding. Yes, so I don't learn many things for this church, something what they do. Now my eye, they like touch, tap. And they look you. As they talk, and they watch you. And they look you where. They came, arrange, you do all the wedding, do everything for them. Mobilize people. I said, Before you do anything for people, watch the seed they have been sowing into the vision. Even if the money is there, don't judge this. I heard something from Pastor Ketch. She said she will never give a dime to anybody until Jesus says so. So wow. So she will not do it until Jesus said that. Why? Because people have been taking advantage of her and abusing her. So she decided to say, until Jesus speaks, I will not do it. If Jesus did not say give, I'm not giving. Why? Because there are people that can take advantage of you being a loving and a caring person. And the same people, when they start blackmailing you here on Facebook, they will not tell people that there is a time pastor called me and carried 100,000 and gave me and said, don't tell anybody. They will not tell there's a time they came, I have to take them care of them for so many things and nobody heard about it. They didn't say that one on Facebook. Is everything I do what people will come and tell you? But you see, when they will talk about it, when they will report it in such a way that foolish people, like Paul will say, oh, foolish Galatians, they will fall on their side. Why pastor do like that now? Where am I sure nobody they pay me to? Because there are things that people can never be sincere with and tell you the truth of the whole matter. This is the truth. They have to bend the story in such a way that it will be okay for them. So there are certain things you don't do for people because you want to keep them. If God cannot keep anybody, nothing you can do that can keep them. You must get to that point in ministry. That was the point to which I got to begin to get delivered. If I do anything for you because I want to do it, I'm not doing it for you to stay. I'm doing it because I'm led, and God, the Spirit of God may have asked me to do it, so I did it. I'm not doing it for the person to stay. Because it's not what you do for people that makes them stay with a vision. It is their heart for the vision that makes them stay with the vision. Until somebody have a heart for a vision, they will never stay. Even if you like, cut one of your hand, they will say, cut the second one. What about your leg? Won't you cut that side? Cut your eye and remove your eye. What about your nose? So even in your death, they don't want to know that. We should be kind of believers that follow God with our hearts, not just follow God for his hand. What I mean by that is what we will get. What can I get? And if it's always by what can you get, you're going to destroy a lot of covenant relationship. The things that God has planned for you to do. Hallelujah. Glory be to God. Being stable is a vision. Being stable. So there are things I've learned that I'm not going to repeat again because I've learned the lesson. And it's good to learn on time. You know, sometimes we're asking God to increase us, but God is saying, if I increase you with the way you are, you have so many problems. And that is why even for some of you in business, somebody will come, please, can you give me this thing? I'm bringing money in the evening. Evening has become 2 weeks. That's why most businesses died. You started business of 500,000. And now the whole money is gone. And next week I'll give you the money. Next week, they start dodging you. They start avoiding you. That's not how you build business. You will make some tough decision. Standing by them doesn't mean you're wicked. It means you're protecting your focus. Yes. Somebody who does not have capacity to pay back should not be sold to something, should not be sold to them on credit. Before you say something to somebody on credit, what their capacity, their ability, what kind of job do they do to be able to pay back? The man cannot pay back. You give me a goods of over 100,000. Holy Ghost touch his heart. How will he touch his heart? The man does not have money. Even if he touches his heart, the man says no get money. Touching his heart doesn't take what the manifestation of the money. That's why some businesses close down. Some people you sit there and they say, bros, you have to pay for this thing. It's not being wicked. That's how you preserve the business. That's how you preserve. People that supply things to our church who are fixing things, they will bring it and come. We'll tell them the day their check will be ready. We'll pay them. Even if we want something of 5 million, they will release it. Because over the time we have built that relationship with them. No people, you're owing somebody, they call you, say, I'm praying. What is your praying? Pay them their money. You owe somebody money, they call you, I'm on the mountain. Which mountain? You're owing somebody's money, you're saying mountain. What is mountain? You know something, I went to buy something one time, and the guy, he said, he doesn't want to give this, but he's going to give to us. But because a particular pastor was owing the man, anytime they call the man says it's on the mountain. But that's not what you tell somebody you're owing. The business is not a mountain business. It's not a mountain business. You didn't buy the thing from mountain. You went to their shop. There's there a hill around their shop that you climb to now buy that thing? Pay the man the money. What is mountain? Pay the people. You know, all these things we do sometimes, we now close door for other people. This is why we'll close door for other people. Somebody wants to help us. They find out we're church. We'll say, no. That's what that pastor come on. That's what that woman of God come on. And so a story, one of them told me that they have to go to the pastor's church to carry all their equipments back to their marketplace. Why? You know, let me say this to you, people of God. We can decide to enjoy favor when we also have wisdom to maximize favor. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. So, for your business, you're a contractor, you're somebody, you work for people. You need wisdom that you don't have too many issues. Clients who don't like paying, stop doing work for them, as you don't have continuous fight with them. If you know they don't like paying, you want to work for them, sow it as seed. To avoid quarreling and talking on the phone, I go curse you, I go curse you, I go curse you, my God, my God, my God. All those time of my God, if you use it and put your life together, you do well. Don't want to curse anybody. So wisdom should help me to avoid situations that will lead to that situation. Am I ministering to somebody here? So when you find out the will of God, you stay with it until it starts producing. Another enemy of the will of God can be rejection. The withdrawal of a supporter or a partner or a friend, their withdrawal from the vision can send a message of rejection. And it takes the wisdom of God for you to respond to rejection. It takes the wisdom of God for you to respond to those emotional blackmail they are trying to send across to you. And the purpose or the intention behind it is to frustrate you as you can lose focus. Rejection. You'll find that what the will of God is, you stay with it. No matter how you feel, no matter what somebody said, whether your husband said, whether your wife said, whether your cousin said, whether your uncle said, I've found that the will of God for my life, I will stick with it. He said, I don't tell you, one day this will come out trouble, I will stick with it. Why? When you are in the will of God, you are in the place of peace. His will guarantees peace. And that is why it takes faith for you to pursue the will of God for your life. I want to show us a scripture in Romans chapter 4. Thank you, Holy Spirit. When God calls you to do something, don't let people distract you from doing it. Their attitude you will see, there is behavior you will see, and before you realize, if you are not careful, you will start losing focus on it. Start losing focus. Sometimes discouragement comes from people you have never expected that you are going to do that. And you go discouraged. Don't lose your focus. Romans 4, I want to read from verse 17. And let's look at this scripture, then we'll read down. It said, as it is written, I have made you the father of many nations in the presence of him, New King James, whom he believed, God, who gives life to dead, and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. Call those things. God is a God who keeps calling what he wants to see. When you're believing God for something, call it by faith. Call that thing. You're believing God for admission into school. You start using your faith. You're believing God for increase in your business. You start using your faith. He said, even God calleth those things that be not as though they were. He calls those things. Why is he calling them? That's the principle that brings things into manifestation. That's how the spirit of faith works. That you got to call those things. You have to call it. And when you are in the will of God, and God have instructed you what to do, you need to stay there until it happens. Like I told you, it's not going to be overnight. There are people that will make mockery. Oh, there are Christians who are good in mocking their fellow Christians. They make mockery of you. And people I notice that make mockery of people don't have what the people have. I've noticed that. They make mockery. They make statements that make it. You know, a time that in this ministry, we're just coming up in some things. I went to buy a fairly used equipment for a particular thing we needed to do because we didn't have much money then to buy the new one. And somebody around us, the comment the person made about it, the person never knew how it took us, what it took us to get that. Sometimes folks don't know what it took people to get what they have. And then they make comments to make them feel like you're supposed to have done better. Yes, they are supposed to have done better, but where they are, they don't have the capacity. And wisdom says to us, encourage what they have done. Wisdom said to us, encourage what they have done. Not to say, this is not believing the original one self. You don't know how long it took them to buy the fake one. Oh, this one is the adulterated one. Oh, this one, the person never knew what it takes the person to get it. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Never knew. And sorry to say this, poor people like to do that. Poor people. Not rich people. Poor people like to do that. People who do things like that are poor folks. They are poor financially. They are poor in every area. They are broke. They are struggling with life. They are the ones that do things like that. Somebody said they are poor, but they are proud. The two is wrong. The two is off. Poor and proud. How can somebody be poor and at the same time be proud? But when you see somebody get something, oh, I thank God for you being able to have this. Better days are ahead. This one self, not a new one. And this one a new one they buy self. And 1 naira, not for that one. And 5 naira. If they tell and say bring 10 naira now, or 20,000 naira, or 5,000, or 1,500, and go give you a bag of excuse or a list of excuse, then somebody has believed God and went and get this one. It's for you to show gratitude and said, oh, I thank God that we're able to have this one. From here, we'll go to the next phase. A grateful heart will be rich in strength. A grateful heart is there even in marriage. This one the money where they give me. This one the money where they give me. You, which one they give up? Which one where they give up now? This one the money? No. The person keep giving you. You are not even come one day and said, take this 100,000 or take this. You have not given the person always keep giving you. The person who keep giving you doesn't need to hear that from you. Doesn't need to hear that. A grateful heart will keep the door open for continuous harvest. A grateful heart. I'm so thankful. When I receive things from people, I thank them. I'm very grateful. Thank you for what you have done for me. Thank you for helping me. Well, because it's not my right. He just gave it to me. He just ministered to me. He just showed me love. He just showed me kindness. I should respond back. Thank you. There are people you will give something to, do something for, and you see attitude there. Attitude. Oh my God. And then they're wondering why the doors are not opening. I don't know, like something is against us. So let's pray. All the spirit after us. It's not spirit, it's bad attitude. Even sometimes Satan will say, what did they bind me now for? What can I do? What can I do now where they bind me? What can I do now? Now, what can I do now? This one not be me do up. This one, now this your attitude where your pastor, they preach or you may change sins. Now they cause this one. No, baby, no call me. No call the spirit of this. Will not do anything. Since last week, will never come around your house side. Well, just left it to yourself. Even that you still have complaint. He said we are going to and fro. We have been going to, we have not come through. And we just left you, but you are still complaining that we are the reason for your problem. If Satan was to be asked about certain people, their situation, he would say, let me do that, Now your ignorance causes that problem. I'm telling you the truth. It's not every wrong thing that is caused by Satan. This will come like a shock. Most of the wrong thing you generated them. Say Satan, I got direct like a mouth. That's for my Igbo brethren. Something's not be devil. I tell you the truth. Now, bad attitude, bad character. Bad character. Their character is so bad that people that are supposed to help them is avoiding them. Go. They are avoiding them. Why? Because they don't want to stay around it. And if you don't take care of that attitude, there'll be a problem. There's a brother, he likes to fight, quarrel. His pastor called him and warned him. Said, this thing you're doing is not good. One day, this may cause a problem. He went out to fight and somebody break his face. The pastor said, I told you that this thing you're doing is not good. Is somebody hearing me right now? So some things are not there with bad attitude. And nothing closes door like a bad attitude. See, you're looking for 500,000 to borrow. 500K to borrow for business, for something, or whatever, or somebody's looking for 500K. So let's say somebody's looking for 500K right now to borrow. There is somebody around them with over 7 million unknown to them. And maybe there's something that they're even telling the person, saying aloud about what is going on, about what they're dealing with, what is happening to them. The person is just closed. Listening to them, I pray God will help you. He has the money, but there is an attitude. But there is another person, his need is just 2 million naira. Did not come to her to talk about it. She just heard it. Just pick up and call. Hey, so you get problem, no can't tell me your problem. You something they worry you. They send that 2 million, they find. Tomorrow they transfer the money, I beg, take that money map. So what is that? She heard this from somebody. They did not come to tell her. Even when they were giving the attitude, there is how you receive, and the giver has a good feedback. And these things are major keys of life. Somebody gave you a contract, help you got a contract. Go back to say thank you. Don't just say thank you with word of mouth. Say thank you with gifts. Say thank you with cash. It's not bribe. I just came to say thank you. I just came to say thank you, sir, for helping me with this job. Somebody introduce you to somebody who is not helping you. Go back to say, that person you introduced me to has really been of help since they introduced you. Bankpo. They didn't hear from you again. The other person have in shock. You said, how are you? Bless you. That's why most of us never couldn't get to our destination, because we only use people for what we want, and once we achieve our goal, we remove the ladder. We don't care. Unknowing to us, we will climb again. May wisdom come to your heart. May wisdom come to your heart, because when you have wisdom, you have direction. When you have wisdom, you have what? You have direction. When you have wisdom, you have direction. When you have wisdom, you have direction. When you have wisdom, you have direction. There is power in wisdom. There is power in understanding. Your attitude could open more doors of opportunity, more doors. Don't despise little beginning. They have potential for great things. That thing you're spiting, you're looking at it, what is that? What do they have? But don't know when it comes to tell you what they have now. They're just looking at you. I see them, they're just smiling. But those guys have what it takes to change your whole life forever. It's with them. They have it. Not that they will look for it, they have it. One button they will press, your whole story change. But he didn't know how to assess them. He didn't know how to assess the relationship. You are fronting so many things at the same time, unknowing to you that wisdom is what you could have fronted first. Understanding is what you could have pushed first. And this is why knowing the will of God and staying with it is important. A lot of people are in a hurry. That was why they missed their destiny. They were so much in a hurry. Hey, right now, give me the platform. I used to tell people that, see, until God tell me to tell you to preach, I will not give it to you. He has not spoken to me. Until he said, hey, bring this person, bring that man. Bring that woman of God. Bring this person. I don't just go and begin to call people to come and preach to us. That's not my job. He called me to feed the people with the word. Our pastor does not like to share his pulpit. It's not my pulpit. It's not my pulpit. It's not. It's not. You share things with people that have hearts for it. If they don't have heart for it, they will crash it. There are people that are looking for here because they have their agenda. And I'm quick to spot them out. I told somebody one day, I said, I can tell that dembo that used to, somebody heard me, that used to do that media thing, to come and stand here and be preaching while I sit down there and he's talking. With all due respect, I say it. I told the person face to face that I will tell that dembo to come and stand here. Let him make the mistake. I will enjoy it. When a man's heart have not believed in something, pushing them to do it can damage your entire destiny. That's why in your life, you promote loyalty, not gift. You promote loyalty. A man who is loyal to your vision. I was telling the fellow, face to face, there is a life. Something for and said, I trust you, but you will not come to give me too much excuses. Excuses. No. Sometimes the reason for the excuse, you can kill it. It's ministry. It's life. Is everybody you see carry your car and give? Huh? Is everybody you see carry your phone give? Let's say you went and bought a phone for 500,000. And then you carry the phone and say, hey, Johnny, your small son, his name is called Johnny. Johnny, take this phone and play cartoon. Johnny, are you with my phone? You don't understand. Even the rich will buy them toy. I said what? Will buy them toy to play with. Even the rich, you have to develop yourself to a point that somebody can rely on you like this without being afraid that you will leave them to fall. Don't give people an impression that you cannot be trusted. Don't do that. That somebody can see you and say, I rely on you. People don't rely on gift. People rely on loyalty. Not only you get gift. Every human being is gifted. But every human being is not loyal. Loyalty. Why would Pastor Charles, my pastor, leave that ministry for Pastor Ketch? Why? Why? Why will a man look at his vision and say, it is you I hand over my vision to? I'm leaving. Run with my vision. It is you. I trust you. You have put your life into it. You have done everything for this vision. When he asks somebody make sacrifice, not be 2 weeks old, not be 2 years, not be 3 years. You did make sacrifice with your life. And the woman did not drop the ball. Hey! She took the vision to another level. You don't leave your vision with people because they have been with you. You leave your vision with people because they have been with the vision. These are keys of life. Don't leave your vision with people because they've been with you. You leave the vision for them because they are in that vision. They will not watch somebody crash the vision. Hey, bro, stop that thing with you. Hey, see, stop that. No, don't say that. Don't say that about the vision. Don't say that. They are quick to defend the vision. Somebody who can defend the vision is not qualified to lead that vision. Why? Because he's already a threat to the vision. We'll do alliance. Many of you come here. Can't you see that this one kind of speakers we have? How many of you have been to alliance before? Huh? Have you noticed it's the same, almost the same kind? Who have noticed that? Huh? That it's almost the same kind of people. Are there no ministers everywhere? My friend, we did that because those guys have come to believe. They know what it took for we to come there. So they are ready to sacrifice their life for that thing. That's how you have your team in life. You don't team up with people who are partial about the vision. That's why most of you have a heartbreak. I trust you. Boom, they don't hit you from behind. I trust you. Left your phone with them. Your phone don't lost. First, charger lost first. He complained to them and said, I didn't thief your charger. They stole your charger. Then he said, last week my charger just lost. Call the charger, they charge for your house. Then they come back for the phone. Then, phone don't disappear. You cannot keep a friend who steals. You cannot. It's wrong to keep somebody who's stealing in your life. My in-law used to say something. He said, person where they steal, they kill. Oh, my in-law used to say. The man is late now. He was telling a guy that served him, his servant. He said, a man who steals kills. Because the guy was talking to him. I was there. He was telling the guy, the man who steals kills. This man in law used to be a Royal Highness. He was telling the guy that the man who know how to lie and who know how to steal will kill. You don't keep liars as your partners in your vision. They can betray you and lie on top of your head and blackmail you at the same time. And then they start crying. God knows I don't do it. If God knows I do this, check, Pastor, why? Pastor, if I take this in easy, now the way the person they cry, say, Pastor, please sympathize. I bind the devil in the name of Jesus. They cry out of the matter and then pour it on people. Oh, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, the Spirit of God. God punished the devil. They don't begin to cry. You. And as they are crying, God, you know what I'm saying? Oh, God. A man was lying to God and said, God, you know I'm not lying to you. God said, I don't know the why you're talking. God, you know. Hallelujah. Receive wisdom for the will of God. Be a kind of person. I came tonight to tell somebody, be a kind of person that somebody will leave this cup of water and this cup never shifts. They came back and they saw it at that spot. It's honor for you as a person. They kept the cup. The cup did not shift. You are thirsty, but you never touch it. Am I teaching somebody some principle here? You are thirsty. But the cup did not move. You waited for them to say, please, can I drink water? Maybe this is not the cup they want to give you. They want to give you this type of big one. Sometimes people take what God didn't want to give to them. There was something bigger, but their desperation ended for the small. Wisdom. Receive wisdom. Receive wisdom. Rise. Let's talk to God. I'd like you to talk to God in your heart tonight. I want you to tell God something and say, God, the opportunity you've given to me, I receive wisdom to manage things, to handle the things you put in my life. Wisdom. A lot of people are gifted.